In the past 6 days, they're now at 77,500 subscribers. There's this one channel. They're called The Sticks. They're these Australian creators that when I first found them, they were at 21,000 subscribers. Now, this
So
like
right now, hold on. As of right now, today's date of recording is June 11th, 2023. So if this comes out a little bit later, so this is our date of that we're analyzing this page.
the high level, it's these two Australian creators. They created their channel back in 2016. So this isn't something like an overnight success. These guys have definitely been grinding away at it for a couple of years. But there's a couple of things that they're doing that I think makes it very interesting and why I think they're catching fire today. Do you remember Airrack's? Do you know who Airrack is as a
Yeah,
content
I remember
creator?
seeing. Isn't that the one that kind of was it snuck into Dan Bazillion's like party and so yeah, it's like there's some like impossible task, get it done type of guy, like YouTuber.
Exactly. So he
Yeah.
did a bunch of these crazy things along the way, right? Like he sold Logan Paul's sofa couch, or he put a boat in Logan Paul's pool, or like all of these crazy things. His channel had an overarching story that allowed individuals to tie into. His thing was, I will hit a million subscribers within 1 year. And so you're like watching him make these crazy videos, but along that journey of getting to a million subscribers within that first year. And so I think these guys are doing something very, very similar. Their high level goal or journey is they want to create biographies for YouTube creators, and they will do it until they get to do Mr. Beast's biography. They started the journey 2 creators ago, let's say.
Mhm.
They created one for Airrack. They, documented, okay, this is how we're going to create it. We're going to find lookalikes of him. We're going to tell his story. We got to figure out how to get it in front of him, things like that. That one did kind of decent, but like they built connections off of it. The one that I ended up seeing them was when they did it for Ryan Trahan. And they, okay, we're going to create this thing. We might have to fly out to the United States from Australia. Is he going to respond? How do we even get in touch with him? Right. You're seeing the journey of like how he's going to do all of these different things. They end up creating a video with him and getting that completed. That's the one that started going viral. Right. And now they're looking for who's that next creator that's one more degree closer to Mr. Beast, right? In order for them to kind of move upon that journey of getting to the point of getting to Mr. Beast. And there's 3 things that I think that like really stand out on like why I think these guys would be successful. One, they have the skills, right? Like they know how to create compelling videos with a really good storyline, right? So there's like this overarching story of we're going to share this journey of where we're getting at, but then within each of their videos, it's super meta. Each of their videos has to have a storyline, but then each of the videos that they're creating for the video creators also has a storyline, right? So it's super
So
meta.
it's two storylines in one video, and just behind the scenes on top of it, the video itself.
Exactly. So there's a lot of layers that you could kind of like follow. Their videos are kind of evergreen if you kind of want to go back and view another video. So it's not like a point in time thing. So I think that's a very important aspect of all of this. So that's kind of like 1 and 2, right? Skill sets, having a defined journey and storyline. The last one is audience jacking. And so this is something that Airrack did really, really well, was like, I'm going to do this for Dan Bilzerian. You don't know who Eric is, but you know who Dan Bilzerian is. I'm going to do this with Logan Paul. I don't know who Eric is, but I do know who Logan Paul is. And so these guys are doing the same thing. I don't know who these guys are that call themselves the Sticks out of Australia, but I do know Ryan Trahan and I do know Airrack, right? And I do know Mr. Beast. And so they're building off the credibility of all these other creators along their journey that also lends them that kind of like social proof and capital to keep that ball moving. And so
No,
I'll leave it there.
It's oh my God. I think I want to say it was like Chris Williamson. I think he might have said it. All of a sudden, his podcast was blowing up, and this was during COVID. Like he started in 20. When we caught him, it was very low level, 2020. And I think he was the one that coined the Dream 100. I'm not sure. I need to fact check it. But the Dream 100 is interviewing again the top of your favorite people, but the top people that will get eyes on it. And that's what Airrack did. The Sticks are doing. they're leveraging this name, their name of their guest to get eyes on theirs, and it's freaking, and they're doing it in like a higher level, not just like, oh, can you be on my show, but we'll give you something as like this dope storyline that you can enjoy and be collaborative on. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I think everyone would be flattered to have someone come up and be like, "Hey, I created a video about your life."
What? Wait, what did you do?
Yeah, you're like, I'm not Steve Jobs. Why are you doing this, first of all?
But I'm looking at it right now. So I'm just breaking down their first video. So they started in 2016. That's when they first started the channel. The first video came out 4 years ago, so 2019.
Or at least the first video that didn't get archived.
Correct. First video didn't get archived. So the active videos right now I'm looking at, majority pumped out, let's say about 12 last year. But this year is interesting because they only had 4 videos so far. One about AI, but the most recent 4. And they're spread out between 3 to 4 months. So they're really diving in the quality versus just outputting just content on the daily basis. So it's also a different type of approach, which is insane because what we're just every week we're putting something out. That's what we're doing. We're gonna do a very thoughtful story, make it really, really good, and then boom. So as of right now, their pacing is about 4 videos a year, but it's gonna hit pretty crazy.
And here's one other thing, being that you're on their site right now. How many subscribers do they have right now?
77,700.
So it's gone up by 200 just since I started prepping for this 2 hours ago. just wanted to let you know, like, I saw that right when I clicked it right now, and I was like, oh, that number, my number's already not accurate.
God dang.
But
no, but I love the fact that they're not new. They didn't pop up. They've been doing these things. It's crazy on just to see how much they are starting to gain traction after putting so much work in now. Like from the working in the past, and then how it's just kind of now investing in everything now. So that is a grind. It's holy crap. I'm just fine tuning so many skill sets, storytelling, editing. Is a lot of nuances that now, oh yeah, I'm really gonna show my shit. That's pretty nuts.
Yeah, so I would definitely, if you haven't had a chance to look at their video, watch this video after our pod. It's really good, dude. It also helps that I'm a fan of the creators that they're making these videos for. So there's that. I mean, there's that social audience jacking, right? There's that tie-in. But yeah, some of the older stuff, not really interested as much. But yeah, their recent stuff, definitely.
Yeah. So and now it's also repivoting on the current content. Oh, what's not working? Right, repivot to something else. It's knowing and acknowledging. You can always say, hey, I'm gonna keep doing this and hopefully something hits, but it's like, hey, something not working, we gotta just pivot. And that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and it's just there's these two guys that, like, it's one thing to kind of keep going by yourself, right? But they're doing it as a partnership, still being able to go through all the like ups and downs that's involved with it as well. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Colin and Samir. I don't know if you followed them either, but well, okay, so like way back when they were just like recording basically a podcast in their car. They had to take kind of like a hiatus of where like they both moved and kind of were going to give up the idea and dream. And then they like came back and they were like, okay, no, let's give it another try, kind of thing. So yeah, persistence. You have to be persistent. And eventually it might happen or it may never happen. But you'll never know if you don't have that persistence to begin with.
It's just insane about even us, just our little goals when you're just looking down at these small little analytics. Oh, we got like another hour view. This is crazy. It just, the persistency of it's like, crap, we're doing this from afar, or we're doing it. We have to just put time in every week, and how we're going to move our projects and move around and make this happen and keep it consistent. Going back to last week, it just seems like a whole different type of story. Having one consistent thing just gets a snowball effect on all of our else's lives. So it's pretty, but no, I think it's just sticking to it. It's just seeing this right now. I'm probably definitely going to look in on these videos after this pod, but it is interesting just to dissect that aspect. It's just the little nuances of, man, these guys just came up. No, they've been doing hella work right now. It's not discredit all that. Oh, they're putting in hella work right now. So, It's actually really exciting to watch.
Yep. And also wanted to throw this up on the pod that way we can call out. We saw them at the early days before they were like multi-million sub type of people. So shout out to the Sticks crew and best of luck on their journey.